Welcome back. Right now we're going to have an important discussion about being prepared, specifically when the grid fails, when you lose electricity. When you think back to over a year ago when Texas experienced that incredible freeze for many, many days, it devastated many parts of that state. And we know that living without electricity, without heat, without those essential items that we need can cause havoc. And a recent survey showed that many Americans do not feel like that their power company is prepared to handle something like this. So we have Jennifer Borget joining us today to tell us all about this. Jennifer, thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I know you're on a mission to help everyone feel prepared. So tell me about your experiences last year when the grid did fail.
Oh man, I have 3 kids, so it was an interesting experience with them. We all really just huddled around our propane powered fireplace and tried to stay warm and stay snuggly. My kids felt like we were having a camp out and they loved it, but my husband and I were really just trying not to panic. This was the worst energy infrastructure failure that Texas has ever seen. And that caused a lot of shortages of food and water and of course heat. And in our case, our home appliances, many of them are powered by propane. So that's when we realized when we had intermittent power that we could still use our stove and our fireplace, and our furnace really warmed us up quickly when we had power. So now I'm just happy to share that with other families who are looking to make upgrades to their homes.
Your pictures make everything look so warm and cozy and enchanting staying inside, but I appreciate that you share behind all of that was quite a lot of anxiety, and you were very concerned about your family and what was going to happen over those few days. So what was learned throughout the failure of the grid throughout that storm?
The biggest lesson for me was just to be prepared, because it's not just the weather that's causing these outages. I mean, we're seeing utility companies throttling energy in a grid system that's already fragile. And it's so important that we consider different energy sources, especially when it seems like, there's a disaster around every corner. So considering a mix of sources like propane, solar, electric, natural gas, different options that are going to keep our families and our businesses running and keep our families safe.
It's an excellent suggestion, because then you have a variety of resources. If one fails, you can rely on another. So what are you doing, and how are you helping others become more prepared?
Yeah, I'm one of thousands of people that doubts that our electrical provider is going to be able to give us power in all the different scenarios that might happen with weather and things like that. And we are looking at different options, and we try to be like a thoughtful, environmentally thoughtful family when it comes to our upgrades. So we're looking at getting a standby generator for our home. And since we have propane on site here to power our appliances already, getting a standby generator that can be fueled by propane, which is a low carbon fuel, just makes sense for us.
And I'm also curious, how are you feeling about the future? Are you still greatly concerned by other storms or other issues that may cause problems with power and other things?
Yeah, definitely. I, like most Texans, I think we're just never going to forget what happened last year and what we went through. And we want to stay resilient and prepared. And a study found that more than 60% of Texans actually doubt the electrical grid in our state. And it's probably not just here. Doubt that it would survive another storm like that. So a lot of Americans lack confidence that we have this renewable, reliable, affordable energy. But propane is a clean, reliable, affordable, and abundant energy source that's going to be around for generations to come. And I think it's just important that we remember that.
And Jennifer, where can we get more information and continue thinking about everything that you've recommended to us today to be more prepared for the future?
Yeah, for more information on energy sources for your home, you can visit propane.com.
Well, thank you so much, Jennifer Borget, for joining us today, for walking us through your experiences last year in Texas when the grid failed and your recommendations on being prepared. Thanks so much for your time today. We'll be back with more right here on Mountain Connections right after this.